That's what Arnold Schwarzenegger did in Austria. He is a citizen of the United States, and he is a citizen of Austria. You reckon there's a conflict of interest there? Okay. In 1996, Mexico passed a law, and became effective in 1998, that any person born of a Mexican citizen parent, mother or father, no matter where he was born, is a dual national. He will always be considered a national of Mexico by Mexico. So that child born down there on the banks of the Rio Grande is at the most a dual national. He can claim, he has until he is 18 years old to state what country he wants to be a citizen of. Okay, let's just say that he states that he wants to be a citizen of the United States. He lives here for 30 or 40 years as an American citizen. Mexico always considers him a Mexican national. He can go back 30 or 40 or 50 years later and reclaim his Mexican citizenship. Now, the 14th Amendment to the Constitution says that any person born in America, and this is the key words here, subject to the jurisdiction thereof, meaning, and you go back and you look and read the debates and the speeches given when that law was passed in 1868, I believe, that's what that meant. The legislative intent was for the exclusive jurisdiction of the Constitution of the United States. So that child born on the banks of the Rio Grande is a dual national until he's 18 years old. And that's something that the Supreme Court needs to decide on. They need to consider this case, or a case, and decide about that, because that is a misnomer. And this law that Mexico passed was passed to maintain control and connection with Mexicans who no longer live in Mexico. So if you have 20 million illegal aliens living over in the United States, and they have their children over here, and they're all considered Mexican nationals. Look, it's just human nature to always have love and loyalty for the country of your birth. That's just all there is to it, you know, it's natural. So they will always vote for, or vote in favor of legislation that is favorable to Mexico. Okay, I don't know if I'm making sense here with this multinationality stuff. Okay, do we need them or do they need us? Well, a little bit. We need them a little bit. You know, we need somebody to mow the yard and do stuff that we don't do or don't want to do or anything like that. Okay, that's it. That's the truth. Do they need us? 95% of the wealth in Mexico is controlled by 5% of the population. So we don't need to worry about that 5% of the Mexican population. The United States sends, and once again this depends on who you listen to, anywhere between $25 and $75 billion a year south to pay for the illegal drugs that we buy here in the United States. So we're supporting a large segment of the Mexican population, Central American population, South American population. That money's going all the way down to Bolivia, to the Chapare Valley, that's one of the largest cocaine growing areas in the world. And that's what's paying those Quechua and Amara Indians down there to raise cocaine. So that's a big segment of the population of Mexico and other countries down there that we're supporting. Millions, tens of millions of Mexicans, illegal aliens, are here in the United States. So we're supporting them. Now it's true that a lot of them, if not most of them, are working here. But we're paying for their children's education, or their incarceration when they violate laws. At any one time, according to the Texas criminal justice system, between 11 and 12,000 people in the Texas prison systems are illegal aliens. Now, when I checked on this, they said it cost about $40 a day to support each inmate in the Texas prison system. So you multiply $40 or $50 maybe now by 11,000 by 365 days a year, and you tell me what we come up with that our tax money is going to pay for. So we're supporting a lot of the people of Mexico here in the United States. They're sending billions of dollars to Mexico to support the rest of the poor people over there who are still living there. So we're supporting probably 80 to 90% of the country of Mexico. We are a life support system for Mexico. Plus, we send billions of dollars to other countries of the world in foreign aid. Man, what a country we are. What an economic system we have that we can do all that. So they need us. If those people are not here making money and sending it home, and they have to go home, they're going to be hungry, they're going to be starving. And that's what the 5% of the population of Mexico that controls the wealth does not want. They want their poor population, the excess, to come over here and work and send those remittances home. They admit that the largest source of foreign income to Mexico are the remittances that are sent back to Mexico. Bigger than tourism, oil, you name it. It's the biggest source of foreign income to Mexico. Okay, one other thing I want to hit right quick. You'll hear people talk about, we need a national ID card. You betcha, that'll solve everything. I was in the field for 29 years. I never was in management. I didn't want to be in management. I wanted to be out in the mud and blood and the beard, you know. And I wanted to catch an illegal alien on the last day in the Border Patrol. I didn't get to, but I came pretty close. But a national ID card. Any card can be falsified. It can belong to another person. If you don't have one of those high-tech scanners to read that magnetic strip, it doesn't do you much good. The thing that an immigration officer or any officer has to do is to talk to that person. A lot of times, I'd be out in the field and I'd go up and talk to somebody. Well, let me tell you this. Before I went up and talked to somebody, I had a reason to believe that he might be an alien. By federal statute, an immigration officer can interrogate any person believed to be an alien. Not an illegal alien, but any alien. Because a legal alien can be legal yesterday, and he can be illegal today. So, before I went up to somebody, I had a reason to believe, a reason of suspicion that he was an alien. And I had to talk to him. That's the only way I could be sure. And I go up to talk to somebody, and he'd hand me a card, and first thing I do is take that card and put it in my pocket. And they just, you know, that really set them back. But I've got to talk to them, and that's the only way you can tell whether they're an illegal alien, whether they're illegal. An ID card can be used later, just like a driver's license or a resident alien card, green card. it can be used in a few minutes, but first thing I want to do is talk to him, look at his demeanor. If his carotid artery is about to explode outside of his neck, something's probably wrong. Okay, enough of that. About 4 months ago, the Drug Enforcement Administration, the Austin Police Department, and Texas DPS made an announcement that Austin, Texas is now a major distribution hub for 3 Mexican drug cartels. Austin, Texas has been a sanctuary city for decades. I was on the receiving end of their official sanctuary policy several times. There are 4 towns, I think, in Texas that are official sanctuary cities. Does everybody know what I'm talking about when I say sanctuary? Their official citywide policy is no employee of that city can help the police or the immigration in rounding up or arresting illegal aliens. They get no cooperation from any city employee. Austin has been a sanctuary city for over 30 years that I know of. They have a huge illegal alien population. I would say maybe over 100,000. Houston has over 500,000 illegal aliens. And the thing that struck me about this announcement by DEA and the Austin Police Department was that these 3 Mexican drug cartels over in Mexico